By 2 p.m., many people are mentally spent. Not because something major happened, but because their brain has already been pulled in too many directions. Too many small choices. Too many back-to-back decisions. What to eat, what to wear, what email to answer first, what to buy, what to put off, what to do next. That constant decision-making uses mental energy, and by the middle of the day, it starts to show up as brain fog, irritability, indecision, and overwhelm. That's decision fatigue. It isn't laziness or lack of discipline. It's the mental drain that happens when your brain has had to sort, choose, and process too much for too long. You see, decision-making works like a battery. When you wake up each morning, the battery is charged, but every choice pulls from the battery, and your brain doesn't care whether the decision is important or trivial. A major life decision and a choice about what socks to wear both use mental energy. As the day goes on, that energy gets worn down. By afternoon, your brain starts looking for the easiest way out. You get impulsive. You avoid decisions. You reach for what's familiar, convenient, or immediately comforting. And sometimes even a simple choice can feel strangely hard. That's why modern life feels so mentally exhausting. You're surrounded by options, inputs, and low-level decisions all day long. Minimalism pushes in the other direction. It isn't just about having less, it's about asking less of your brain. When there's less to sort through, less to manage, and less to decide, your mental energy lasts longer. Here are 6 habits that help make that possible. Habit 1. The uniform strategy. The first drain on your mental battery often starts in the closet. Standing in front of a full wardrobe and trying to decide what to wear can seem minor, but it asks a lot from your brain first thing in the morning. You're weighing the weather, your schedule, how formal you need to be, what feels comfortable, what looks good, what's clean, and sometimes even what fits your mood. Before the day has fully started, you've already used mental energy on a string of small decisions. That's where a capsule wardrobe can help. A capsule wardrobe is a small, intentional collection of clothes made up of versatile pieces that all work well together. Instead of having a closet full of random options, you keep a limited number of items you actually wear and like. Simple tops, a few bottoms, layering pieces, shoes, and basics in colors that easily mix and match. The point isn't to own the bare minimum or wear the same exact outfit every day. It's to make getting dressed easier. When most of your clothes already coordinate, the number of decisions drops. You're no longer sorting through pieces that don't fit, don't match, or don't really suit your life. That's what makes it useful for mental decluttering. A capsule wardrobe turns getting dressed from a daily decision-making session into a simple routine. You open the closet, choose from a smaller set of reliable options, and move on. No second guessing, no outfit negotiation, no wasting your best mental energy on something that doesn't need to be complicated. And over time, that adds up. When getting dressed takes 30 seconds instead of 10 minutes, that energy stays with you. It's saved for deeper work, better focus, and more meaningful decisions later in the day. One small change in your environment can quietly remove dozens of repeated decisions from your week. Habit 2. Pre-deciding the big 3. One of the most exhausting times to make a decision is in the moment. When the day is already moving, your attention is split, and other things are competing for your energy. Even a simple choice can feel heavier than it should. That's often why people lose time in the morning, bouncing between tasks or spending half the day figuring out where to start. The problem usually isn't that they have nothing to do, it's that they're trying to decide what matters while already under pressure. Pre-deciding solves that. Instead of waiting till tomorrow to figure out tomorrow, make a few key decisions the night before. Before the day ends, choose the 3 things that matter most for the next day. Not a long, overwhelming to-do list, just the 3 priorities that would make the day feel focused and productive. These are your big 3. Write them down. Decide what order they need to happen in. Decide when you'll do them. If possible, get specific. Don't just write work on project. Write answer client emails at 9 a.m. Finish draft from 11:30 to 11:15. Or take a walk after lunch. The more decisions you make ahead of time, the less your brain has to sort out later. This matters because decision fatigue builds quickly once the day begins. If you wait until morning to choose your priorities, your mind is already reacting. You're checking your phone, thinking about messages, noticing chores, remembering errands, and responding to whatever feels most urgent. That makes it easy for the day to get hijacked before it's even really started. But when the plan is already made, the morning becomes simpler. You don't have to ask, "What should I do first?" You don't have to weigh 5 options or negotiate with yourself. The important decisions have already been made. Your brain can stop managing and start following through. That's the payoff. Pre-deciding reduces friction. It lets you use your energy on doing the work instead of organizing it in real time. By deciding at night, you make the next day easier to step into. Your brain wakes up to a plan, not another round of choices.
Habit 3. The power of decision defaults. A decision default is a pre-chosen answer to a question that comes up again and again. A lot of mental fatigue doesn't come from big life choices. It comes from repeated low-stakes questions that keep asking for your attention. What's for breakfast? When should you do laundry? What day should you grocery shop? Which route should you take? None of these decisions seem important on their own, but together they create a constant drain. That's where defaults help. A default means you decide once instead of deciding over and over. Monday breakfast is oats, Tuesday lunch is a salad, Sunday evening is a walk at 6 p.m. Laundry gets done on Saturday morning. Groceries happen on the same day each week. It might sound ordinary, even a bit boring, but that's exactly why it works. The goal isn't to make life rigid, it's to stop wasting mental energy on choices that don't need fresh thought each time. The great thing is that over time, those defaults turn into habits, and habits don't demand the same kind of effort that active decision-making does. They run with less friction, less debate, less mental clutter. Every default you create removes one more tiny decision from your day and gives that energy back to your future self. Habit 4. Single tasking as a shield. Multitasking feels efficient, but it usually creates more mental strain than it saves. The brain isn't truly doing 2 things at once. It's switching rapidly between them. Each switch asks for a tiny new decision. Should I answer this email now? Should I check that tab? Should I finish this sentence or look at my phone? Those small mental shifts add up fast, and they wear down attention. That's why multitasking feeds decision fatigue. It keeps the brain in a constant state of reorienting. Single tasking works as a shield against that. It means choosing one thing and staying with it until it's done, or until you reach a clear stopping point. Instead of splitting your focus, you narrow it. Let one task hold your full attention. The benefit is simple. Your mind has less to manage. You're not redeciding where your attention should go every few minutes. You've already chosen. That lowers the mental load and makes the task feel lighter. And over time, single tasking does more than help you focus. It cuts down on mental scatter. It gives your brain one clear path instead of several competing ones. In a world built on constant input, that kind of focus is protective. It helps you hold onto your energy instead of losing it to endless switching. Habit 5. The decision-free morning. The first hour of the day is often your clearest. Before the messages, the noise, and the small demands start piling up, your mind is still relatively calm. But when that hour gets spent reacting, checking notifications, scrolling headlines, answering messages, or deciding what to do first, a lot of that clarity gets used up too early. That's why a decision-free morning matters. The goal is to remove as many choices as possible from the first 60 minutes of the day and let it run on the same simple sequence each morning. Wake up, make the bed, wash your face, start the coffee or tea, stretch,
Journal, read, take a short walk. Whatever your rhythm is, keep it simple and consistent. It doesn't need to be perfect, it just needs to stop asking your brain to make fresh decisions the moment the day begins. And that includes the phone. The moment you check it, your attention gets pulled outward. You start reacting before you've even settled into yourself. A decision-free morning creates a buffer between sleep and the outside world. It gives your mind space to wake up before it has to respond. By the time the first real decision arrives, your mind is awake, settled, and not already scattered. Habit 6. Time blocking the heavy lifts. Most people use their best mental hours on low-value tasks. They start the day by clearing emails, checking messages, responding to small requests, or handling routine admin work. It feels productive because it's easy to check things off, but those tasks don't usually require much thought. Then later, when energy is lower, they try to do the work that actually needs focus: writing, planning, problem-solving, or making difficult decisions. That's when everything starts to feel harder than it should. The tasks that need the clearest thinking should happen when your mental battery is fullest, not when it's already been drained by smaller demands. That's where time blocking helps. Time blocking means giving a specific part of your day to a specific kind of work. For this habit, the goal is to identify your heavy lifts, the tasks that require real concentration, deeper thinking, or more decision-making, and place them into your highest capacity hours. For many people, that's the first 1 to 2 hours of the workday. This might be writing a draft, planning a project, making an important decision, solving a complex problem, or doing creative work that needs uninterrupted thought. Once that block is chosen, protect it. No meetings, no inbox, no reactive tasks, no quick questions unless they're truly urgent. Let that time belong to your hardest work. The more protected it is, the more useful it becomes. The long-term payoff is better timing. You stop using your sharpest hours on shallow tasks and save them for work that actually requires thought. Then the easier routine tasks can fill the afternoon, when less energy is left and less is required. Instead of spending your best hours reacting and your tired hours struggling, you match the work to the energy you actually have. Decision fatigue isn't a personality flaw. It's what happens when too much mental energy gets spent on things that don't matter enough. Mental energy is limited. The more of it your day loses to small, unnecessary choices, the less you have left for the work, conversations, and decisions that actually matter. That's where minimalism helps. It lowers the number of choices competing for your attention, which creates more room for clarity. 6 habits, each one small, each one quietly giving back a little more of your mental energy. Start with one and see how much lighter the afternoon feels. If this video resonated with you, subscribe. See you in the next one.